couple of weeks ago or a couple months ago, I forget when, I made a poll on the community section. I was curious who was watching my videos. I was curious the demographic, basically who you were, who watches these videos. To be honest, I thought that most of you guys were already in community college or preparing to go to community college. I forget the exact poll numbers. I gotta go back and search it up, but a good portion were people who were still in high school. And when I saw that, that kind of took me by surprise, because I was like, really? Like, you guys are in 10th grade, a sophomore, and you guys are already watching videos about community college? Like, are you planning to attend community college? Are you guys, just watching this just in case you go to community college? But whatever the reason is, it's good that you guys are taking the time to do your research, going online and seeing which sources are credible or not. So for those of you guys who are planning to go to community college, who are maybe even attending community college, maybe this can apply to you. So one of the common themes that I talk about how community college sucks, and it really does suck. I mean, it's definitely not a place that you go for leisure. You don't go there because you just want to have fun. The reason why a lot of people, and maybe yourself, are going to community college is because maybe you didn't get into the college that you wanted to go to. Maybe you're trying to save money. Maybe you want to transfer to a different college and you're going to community college because it's easier. I mean, whatever the reason is, there is a certain reason on why you're attending community college. Even though I said community college sucks and I didn't really enjoy going to community college, but it was something I had to do. And ultimately, now looking back, this was probably one of the biggest reasons on why I worked so hard and why I wanted to get out of that community college environment. The biggest thing, and the reason why I urge you guys to work hard so you can transfer out, is the environment that you're in. And when I'm talking about environment, I'm not talking about what state you're from, what country you're from, what city you're from. I'm talking about the community college environment. So let's think about it. I talk about how 70% of the people who attend community college, they're not the wisest people you meet. They're not the most ambitious. They're not the most, in my opinion, to say it frankly, not the type of people who really want to do well and succeed in whatever they want to do, which is fine. Everybody's different. Everyone has a different idea and philosophy on how to live their lives. But for me, when I was attending community college for 2 years, being exposed to that every day or every time I went to community college, I really didn't like it. Sometimes it really drained the energy from me. And trust me, I'm not the energy, spiritual, feng shui type of dude. Like, oh, there's bad energy in this room. Like, I'm not that type of person at all. But if you're going to class every day, if you're going to community college every day, and you're surrounded by people who just don't care and who don't want to do well, and they just don't care about anything, or maybe they do care about some things, but community college and transferring well is not one of them. If you're constantly surrounded by those type of people, dude, it rubs off on you. Think about it. Let's say that you're living in a household where, a family member is always very negative, always criticizing stuff, always, pessimistic, always angry, and just not a positive person. Sometimes that may rub off on you, and you may slowly start turning into that type of person without you even realizing it, So my biggest fear was, dude, if I'm in class with, guys who are smoking weed after class, which is true, which I've seen, this is the stuff that I'm exposed to every time I go to class and every time I go to community college. Like, how is this gonna change me as a person, Because I was in class with people who, like I said, they didn't care, they didn't pay attention, they didn't focus. You can bring your laptops, and sometimes I'd see dudes playing games, playing World of Warcraft in class. And I'm all for gaming, I love games and playing video games, Call of Duty. But dude, there's a time and place for everything, If you're trying to transfer well and you're playing games in class and you're smoking weed after class, before class even starts, it's just like, dude, what are you doing, bro? Like, why are you even coming to community college if you're gonna do this kind of stuff? Just stay home and do whatever you want to do at home. Like, why waste your time here? So that was one thing that I just couldn't stand about community college, and something that now looking back, it kind of scared me. A part of me was scared that, dude, if I'm exposed to this, if I agree to this type of lifestyle, dude, there's no way I can come out here well. There's no way I can transfer to USC successfully by following this type of life. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying if you do this, you will end up in jail, you will end up dead. That's not what I'm saying. But if your goal is to go to community college and transfer well, and you fall into those bad habits, you fall into those bad lifestyle, quote unquote bad, how can you come out successful? How can you come out as a successful transfer student? The chance is very slim. So that's why for me, for some of my classes, you know, if there was a gap period where I had like an hour or 2 hours to chill, I really wouldn't go out and, you know, try to hang out with these dudes. Even though they were chill, you know, a lot of them were chill. You know, I just go straight to the library and then just do my work there, because I just wanted to isolate myself from that kind of negative environment related stuff. And I think a large reason on why I was able to successfully transfer was not just because of the habits that I changed, you know, the mindset that I changed, but it was because of the fear of failing, the fear of turning out to be like one of those guys that I saw in class, like the guys who don't care, the guys who don't care about wanting to be a successful transfer student. And in my opinion, I think that was a good thing for me. I think the fear of failure, the fear of turning bad, the fear of not doing well, that pushed me a lot more than, oh, I just want to go to USC. Even though that was one of the reasons, the bigger reason was, dude, I just don't want to turn out like that. You know, I just don't want to be like that. I don't want to live my life like that. I think that was probably the biggest underlying reason now looking back. I didn't notice it back then. Back then, I just focused on my studies and try to do the requirements to transfer to USC. But now looking back after 3 years out of college, I think that was the main reason. It was just the fear of failure. So for those of you guys who are in community college, I say to keep that in mind. Keep yourself in check, because the environment there is not good. It's not a positive place to be. But just like the wise words of LeVar Ball, it's not the school that makes the person, it's the person that makes the school. Obviously, he was referring to his sons. Little tangent and backstory. The Ball brothers went to a high school that nobody knew about in Chino Hills. Nobody knew their basketball program, but since the 3 Ball brothers played there, I believe they went undefeated and won the entire thing. No matter how bad the environment is, no matter how shitty the school is, it's not the school or the environment that makes who you are. It's you that makes who you are. So that's just one insight and advice that I want to give to you guys, because man, community college sucks and I hated it. I'll be honest, I didn't love it, but what are you gonna do? Not go? You still gotta do it. So good luck.